Tom, if you want a little barometer about how this game's going to go today, take a look at Mike Hansen. If he shows some success shooting outside, early going, first couple of minutes, and Kentucky has to pull that defense out, then maybe, just maybe, Shaquille O'Neal may have the game of the year for him.
Mike Hansen averages 17 points a game for LSU. He is the 8th leading scorer in the Southeastern Conference. And he is the outside threat. There's Reggie Hansen, who is the leading scorer for the Wildcats. He averages 15 a game. But Kentucky is a team that does not rely on one member. They can go to any of their players on the starting lineup or on the bench. Griggs off the opening tap, misses the jam, but it comes right back to Pugh.
Kentucky opens up man-to-man. Brasso on Hansen, pretty good matchup. Brasso with a little bit more size, may make it tough for him to shoot.
Mashburn on O'Neal. O'Neal shoots over him, it won't go. Rebound by Sean Woods, who leads the Kentucky break. Brasso, Pugh knocked it away, it'll go to LSU.
Kentucky not fearful of that LSU defense. They want to get it down there quickly and get a shot up before O'Neal gets into position. When you got a guy that big, that intimidating, you got a chance of having it rejected, and they want to get the break as quickly as they can.
And full court pressure to try to disrupt LSU, perhaps steal the ball, keep it from going into O'Neal. As it does there, he misses, but a push by Mashburn as he went up. First foul of the game on Kentucky's Jamal Mashburn, which could signal a long afternoon for those inside Kentucky defenders.
Tom, Kentucky's going to have to get inside and really surround O'Neal when the ball goes in and force him to kick the ball back out. Really, Hansen is the only outside threat that LSU has, and if they can really shut him down and surround O'Neal, got a chance to win this game today, but it's easier said than done.
Here's Shaquille O'Neal, who is a 63% free throw shooter. That one rims out. O'Neal leads the Southeastern Conference in scoring, rebounding, field goal percentage, and block shots. And he gets the first point of the game.
Let's see how LSU opens up defensively. Kentucky, good half-court game. They'll pop out, try to hit the wing, and make the cuts off the screens on the wings. Motion offense right now for the Wildcats. LSU looks like they're in a matchup zone.
Hansen for three.
Well, they'll fire a few of those today. They've been averaging almost 25 a game.
Kentucky averages hitting 8 of 25 from three-point range, and Hansen, though he's the starting center, hits 39% from three-point range. Here's the other Hansen, LSU's misfiring from the three-point line, and Woods comes away with it for Kentucky. Woods, O'Neal rejected it, but it won't count. There was a foul before that on T.J. Pugh of LSU, the Tigers' first foul. However, Pugh, reaching in, had committed the foul as Woods pushed it down court, and Kentucky retains possession with a 3-1 lead.
Tigers right back in, looks like they've gone to that matchup zone again. Now Mashburn's open baseline.
Same spot Hansen hit a moment ago. Hansen saves the rebound. Bad pass, partially deflected and picked off by O'Neal.
Patino very upset with Pelfrey on that pass. Thought it was a little soft. In fact, in practice yesterday, he complained about his soft passes.
He hasn't had too many complaints with Pelfrey. He says one of the most underrated players in America. There's a three-point goal by Mike Hansen of LSU.
Put a smile on Dale Brown's face, that one.
Hansen gives LSU the lead.
Brown is really telling Hansen, get back inside.
Woods for three.
I think maybe I had better change that strategy. Woods, a very infrequent three-point shooter.
That's his first of the season. First three-point goal for Sean Woods. Kentucky by 2.
Kentucky still man-to-man. Good pressure by Woods on Pugh. Pugh's leading the SEC in assists. I'll tell you what, he needs to stay on him because Pugh can penetrate and dish.
O'Neal over Mashburn. Hansen helped out and blocked it and then saves it. No, he didn't save it out of bounds. Reggie Hansen helping Mashburn out on O'Neal with the block.
Sent 24,000 plus skyrocketing in here too. They love this. Great block by Hansen. O'Neal a little bit slow rotating around. Not slow on that one though.
First field goal for Shaquille O'Neal. He has 3 points and LSU ties it at 6. Inside, Hansen lost it off his foot, out of bounds to LSU. I don't know if they want to pass it in there anyway. He wasn't anything he could have done with it had he made the catch.
That's pretty tight quarters to try to make a bounce pass in there, particularly when you got O'Neal. You know, that's what the one thing does for you when you got a guy that size. Defensively, you're always thinking about where he is on the floor.
We know where he is on the floor on the offensive end, right there under the hoop. Fall away, it won't go, but a rebound by Singleton. Third time, no good, but a foul on Kentucky as Singleton battles on the board.
Well, a great effort by Vernell Singleton to go back inside on the miss by O'Neal. Kentucky's players were trying to get the ball from him. He's just one of those good, solid players. He does so many things for LSU. The passing, the shooting, the defense. He's picking up that little garbage, too.
Yes, sir. They call him the garbage man, and he's a valuable, inspirational leader of this team. The foul on Reggie Hansen, his first, the second against the Wildcats. Foul trouble, of course, has been a bugaboo of Reggie Hansen all season.
Yeah, Tom, one thing, you look at LSU scoring, they're averaging 102 points a game, which is leading the Southeastern Conference. They've got 3 players on this club ranked in the top 10 in the conference in scoring, and Kentucky doesn't have a 1.
That's right. A balanced attack for the Wildcats. Singleton is 9th in the league in scoring at 17 a game. Those were his first 2 points. He's had 6 straight double-figure games and 3 double-double games, rebounding and scoring this season. LSU leads it by 2. That's their biggest lead.
Kentucky seems to have found an opening on that baseline over there.
Couldn't get the shot away that time as Pugh recovered in a hurry. Woods to Brasso, blocked, out of bounds. Good defensive play that time by Sean Griggs to reject the shot by Brasso.
You know, if you had special role players in the game of basketball like football does, that guy would be a defensive specialist because he is a good defensive player.
Leads the Southeastern Conference in steals.
LSU basically staying still with that matchup. Woods again.
That one no good, and the rebound to O'Neal. Woods now, I think, 1 of 6 on the season from three-point range.
Nice
Hansen
screen.
way back. Mike Hansen from NBA three-point range gets his second three-pointer of the game, and LSU is up 5.
Well, that really presents problems for Rick Pitino. Does he go out and get Hansen? Because it's going to open it up inside if he does.
They're leaving Woods open for that outside shot. LSU leaving him open. Hansen with an outsider, and that's another three-pointer for Hansen, his second.
Hansen to Hansen.
The 2 Hansens playing three-point shot here. Reggie Hansen has 2. Mike Hansen has 2.
Brasso a little bit closer now defensively. Picked him up three-quarter court and stayed with him. Singleton with another good screen out top.
Careless pass, but Singleton caught it, missed the shot. Battle for the rebound, comes away to Griggs. His follow is good on the third bounce.
LSU doing a good job of getting on the offensive glass. Here comes Kentucky back.
Pelfrey got it.
Something Kentucky does very well. The ball out of the net and up the side of the court.
Griggs returns the favor, tries to bounce it to O'Neal, and LSU turns it over. They came back in a hurry, had a 2-on-1, but the pass to O'Neal went out of bounds. And the Wildcats will have the ball when we come back, trailing by 2. LSU 13, Kentucky 11. LSU hitting 4 of 12, 33%. They've out-rebounded Kentucky 6-4, and 5 of the 6 have been offensive boards. Mashburn misses a 3. Pugh picks it up off the floor.
Look at Griggs.
Fouled by Mashburn. Jamal Mashburn picks up his second foul. Feldhaus, a starter last year, 6'7" junior from Maysville, Kentucky, averaging 7 points a game. Griggs misses the free throw. There's Darren Feldhaus, inside reserve.
Dad was a pretty good player here.
His dad, Allen, played for Adolph Rupp 1960 through 62 and coached Darren in high school, both basketball and baseball.
LSU stays in that matchup zone defense.
Richie Farmer's also in for Kentucky. Farmer averaging 10 a game off the bench. 6-foot junior from Manchester, Kentucky. Batted out of bounds after another Kentucky miss, but the Wildcats get it back.
Time again, the presence of Shaquille O'Neal inside really forced Woods to alter his shot. I mean, even if he's 10 feet away, you got to look. You're 6 feet. You're going in against a guy 7'1". You got to think about where it's going to go.
Here's Sean Woods looking over that LSU defense. Still in a zone.
Now, the interesting change now. They've got a sort of a triangle defense with 2 guys underneath. Griggs and Singleton are chasing Pelfrey and Farmer. The other 3 guys are playing zone. Pugh, Hansen, and O'Neal.
Reggie Hansen inside in the presence of Shaquille O'Neal. He had it blocked a couple of times and finally lost it out of bounds. O'Neal wins that battle, and LSU will take the ball with a 2-point lead.
LSU has 5 offensive rebounds and 6 points off of those 5 offensive rebounds. So they're doing a pretty good job on their end. Kentucky with pressure now. That's a violation. You cannot move on that baseline except after a made free throw or a made field goal.
So Singleton with a mental lapse there turns the ball back over, and Dale Brown's team commits the second turnover of the first half. Pelfrey for 3, long range, no good. There's O'Neal, no contest, but he throws it right to Pelfrey. Then taken away by Singleton. Here's Griggs. He'll back it out. Well, I tell you what, that's a series of about 5 of the worst passes I've seen in a long time. And Vernell Singleton went to the floor. LSU's biggest lead has been 5. Excuse me, Larry.
I was going to say, Tom, LSU's changed defenses. It looks like they're going to go straight man-to-man on this trip. Dale Brown changing his defenses with every trip down the floor. Pelfrey, good move.
O'Neal called for the goaltend. Award the basket to Pelfrey, his 4th point. And that ties the game at 13.
The good cut, the good screen to get him free. He's got Pugh inside, but O'Neal right there. The ball hit the glass, and on the way down, that's goaltending.
Lob it into O'Neal. He's the safety valve against the press. Nobody can get it away from him. As long as he keeps it up there at sky range. Lob it in again to O'Neal. Goes to the hoop, misses the finger roll, and has it taken away by little Richie Farmer. O'Neal not shooting well today. Feldhouse, 3, no good. Out of bounds to the Tigers.
Rick Pitino off the bench yelled at Hansen. He said, pull it down, pull it down. Don't tip it.
Shaquille O'Neal is only 1 of 5 today from the field so far.
Tom, he's not playing with the force that I have seen him play with in the past. When he gets the ball inside, he needs to show that strength. He's got so much of it.
Hansen dribbles out
Nice
of a potential trap, and then Griggs took a giant step and is called for traveling.
Boy, Hansen with a great look inside, and Griggs had a wide open lane down that baseline. Stars in his eyes. It's like Kentucky's going to stay, LSU's going to stay man-to-man against this Kentucky offense. Hansen picking Farmer up right at midcourt.
Wildcats trying to break the tie. Feldhouse knows O'Neal is there. Yep, there's the block by Shaquille O'Neal.
Tom, you just got to have presence of mind to not put up that shot. You know he's in there.
Now it's LSU's turn to try to break this tie. O'Neal, surrounded by white jerseys, goes up anyway. Beautiful shot. O'Neal banks it through.
Oh, was that pretty? I mean, a nice soft touch right off the glass.
O'Neal with 5 of LSU's 15. Feldhouse, wide open 3.
Yeah,
yes!
There you go. Lights up this crowd a little bit. Feldhouse, they love their threes.
4th three-point basket for the Wildcats. Blindside steal, Brasso knocks it away.
Pugh was in a dead-out sprint with Farmer on his left and Brasso on his right. And it was a good thing they slapped it away because I think Pugh was getting the edge. He was getting close to the basket.
Kentucky with a 1-point lead. Hansen inside. O'Neal walked. He just looks a little anxious, Larry.
Yeah, you know, and the thing about it is he knows instinctively where to go with the basketball once it hits his hands. He had Feldhouse on his right. He had Hansen on his backside. He made the good move. He just lifted that pivot foot.
LSU's now turned it over one more time than Kentucky. That's the score coming to the 12-minute mark.
LSU out of that man-to-man. They're back in a 2-3 and matching up out of it.
Farmer can hit that shot. Rimmed out. O'Neal with another board. Here's a quick outlet to Pugh. Number for the Tigers. Singleton against Pelfrey. Lost it. Boudreau with a heads-up play.
Oh, Tom, how many times do coaches tell you if you've got a chance to grab the ball, grab it. Don't ever expect the ball to go your way. Pelfrey had a chance there, and it was a great play by LSU to get it back.
LSU out rebounding Kentucky 18-13 so far, but the Tigers have turned it over 9 times to 7 for Kentucky. O'Neal dribbles into front court and then loses it. Brasso knocks it to Pelfrey. Then another bad pass picked off by O'Neal.
O'Neal didn't even know it was at his feet. He was running to the basket, looked down, and there was the ball.
O'Neal guarded by Hansen inside. Now double teamed by Feldhouse. Good presence of mind to get it to Boudreau by O'Neal, who draws the foul. Double teamed O'Neal. He got rid of it to the open man, and Boudreau will go to the free throw line. First foul by Sean Woods, sending Harold Boudreau to the free throw line. 6'9" junior collected his career high 17 against Southeast Louisiana earlier this season. That's his first point.
Yeah, Tom, with Dale Brown not having access to Wayne Sims for this basketball team as far as getting a guy off the bench, it really causes him to do a little bit different look in his rotation. He basically is down to about 7 guys, and it makes it very difficult for him inside because he really only has Singleton and Boudreau and Griggs right there on the inside that can play that position.
Tough, too, against a pressing team like Kentucky when fatigue sets in. Feldhouse to Hansen, laid it in. Nice move.
Feldhouse, pretty pass. Inside, O'Neal came to him. He dished it right around his waist.
And Feldhouse used the basket to shield himself from O'Neal. Here's O'Neal on the offensive end, reverses and gets the roll.
Was that a quality athletic move? Couldn't go up on one side, so he just leaned across on the other side. Grasso.
Rimmed out. There's O'Neal with a rebound. Knocked away by Hansen. And O'Neal commits the foul and then gets a technical as he slams the basketball.
Dale Brown remaining very calm through this storm.
So 2 free throws coming up for Hansen, who was fouled in the act of shooting. Normally an 83% free throw shooter, as O'Neal sits down and gets a lecture from Dale Brown.
You know, Tom, the one thing that Shaquille O'Neal has done better this year than he did last year was he's reduced the number of fouls he's been committing. You know, the SEC had that rule last year where they had 6 fouls, and he really took advantage of it. He fouled out of 9 basketball games. But this year he's gotten it down and actually is only the number 4 guy on the team in fouls committed.
Richie Farmer, he'll have another. There's the foul trouble by O'Neal. He's certainly done a lot better so far this season. Farmer hits the 2 technicals, his first 2 points of the game. So Kentucky has its biggest lead, a 3-point edge. Dale Brown pacing like an LSU Tiger over there in front of the bench. 6:55 to go in the half, and Kentucky with a chance to add to that lead of 3 points.
Hammock in here for O'Neal for a little while.
Feldhouse with a 3.
Well, Jim, Tom, this could really turn this game around.
Kentucky leads by 6. They got 5 points off the trip. They could have gotten 7. Griggs, Hammock wasn't there, but Hansen picks it up. Can't get the roll. Griggs on the offensive board, stripped away. Singleton goes up. No good. Tapped another time.
Look at that work inside by LSU. Boy, is that some great rebounding or what? I mean, they're all over that glass. Tom, watch this again. Here's the miss by Hansen on the outside. Here's 1 rebound inside. Griggs couldn't get it up. They slapped it away. They get it back. Singleton can't find anybody to pass to, so he shoots. They go back up again. Hammock right in the middle of it, takes it up. Grasso on the arm. That's great board work by LSU.
So Garrett Hammock at the free throw line for LSU. He hits the first. He's a sophomore out of Didam, the Netherlands. Meanwhile, Shaq O'Neal at the scorer's table, ready to come back in. O'Neal has 11 points, 10 rebounds so far. Reggie Hansen, 11 points, 3 rebounds.
For LSU, O'Neal enters the lineup.
Tell you got a club like LSU leading the SEC in rebounding right now. They're averaging just around 46 rebounds a game. This club really does great work on the inside off of that board. I love to watch that play in there.
Kentucky's lead reduced to 4. LSU really pounding the offensive board in the first half.
LSU back into that freak defense right now. Griggs is shadowing Grasso, and they've got Singleton on Pelfrey. Pugh, Hansen, and O'Neal play in a triangle zone.
Floater by Woods is good. That's his 7th point. Kentucky leads by 6, equaling their biggest advantage. Shaquille O'Neal, triple team. Shoots short. Foul on the rebound, Singleton of LSU.
O'Neal really forced that shot. He had 3 players around him. He could have kicked the ball back out to Hansen, who was standing wide open outside. 3 guys in there surrounding him. Puts the ball on the floor. That's a big mistake, too. Don't put it down there where the little guys can get it. Keep it above your head. Hansen was to his right and standing wide open just beyond the 3-point line.
First foul on Vernell Singleton, and the 3rd against LSU.
And again, LSU employing that freak defense. Hansen open.
3-pointer, Reggie Hansen. Reggie Hansen has 4 3-point baskets in the first half and has outscored O'Neal 14-11. Foul on Kentucky. Sean Woods with his second. That's 7 now against the Wildcats, so LSU shoots the bonus. Only in the last few minutes have there been any significant number of fouls. TJ Pugh will step to the line. The leader in the SEC in assists, who has been on a streak lately, playing well. Average is only 5 points a game. A transfer from Tennessee Martin. You know, he scored 40 points against LSU back in 1988. That caught everyone's eye. Misses that free throw and rebounded by Hansen.
Kentucky continuing to play a lot better the last couple of minutes, Tom. They're beginning to make those threes. Well, you talk about building a lead quick. You can do it from beyond that three-point line.
Feldhaus reversed it to get away from O'Neal.
Exactly right. He took it to the left side, used the basket to shield O'Neal away.
He had one blocked earlier. He learned his lesson. Bad pass. Feldhaus. O'Neal.
I love it here now.
O'Neal made a careless pass, and Feldhaus jammed it for point number 10 off the Kentucky bench. Wildcats breaking it wide open. They lead by 13.
That's what you do when you get in trouble. You go to your horse. They put the saddle on him, gave him the ball, and said, go up and put it in, big guy.
Second personal foul on Reggie Hansen. Kentucky coach Rick Pitino has opened up a restaurant just across from Rupp Arena. Last night, who should appear in the doorway but Shaq O'Neal? He walked in, but he said he only stayed a couple of minutes. He told me he looked at the prices and decided he better go somewhere else.
Great move by Pelfrey, right across the lane. Trap again by Kentucky. Put in a nice job with that trap. Good move by Singleton. There's the foul on the outside, Brasso. And Rick Pitino just did a pirouette, a double pirouette on the side. He can't believe the call.
Rick Pitino was angry with a call at Georgia the other night and hit the scorer's table so hard it knocked the facing off the scorer's table, and in so doing it ripped the dress of Leslie Riley, a stat keeper for the Georgia Bulldogs, who happens to be the wife of the Georgia sports information director. When Pitino discovered after the game what had happened, he apologized and offered to buy Leslie a new dress. Kentucky on a 16-2 run the last 3 minutes.
That's a good move by Feldhaus. Take it out, get O'Neal out there.
Darren Feldhaus, 13 points in a reserve role, and Kentucky continues to pour it on. Pugh lays it in off the break, and a foul on Kentucky. And that is the 10th on Kentucky. So LSU for the final 3:41 of the half will shoot 2 free throws on every foul. Dale Brown back over on the bench as he sees TJ Pugh come over to shake out the cobwebs. Piku does his job, comes off the bench to hit the free throw. 3-point trip moves LSU closer. Timeout, Kentucky 42-28. We remind you the announcers for this game selected and compensated by JP Sports. This broadcast a copyright presentation. Any use of the broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and JP Sports is prohibited.
Feldhaus again moving to the inside. Well, he's had a great first half.
Pelfrey's shot no good. And then over the back on the rebound is John Pelfrey. A little frustration after missing the shot. He picks up his 10th foul, and I mean his second foul, and Kentucky already over the 10 limit, and so LSU will shoot 2.
Now, Tom, here's an opportunity for Kentucky with 3:25 left to go in this first half to look in there and see O'Neal's not in the game right now. Now you start to take the ball to the inside. You don't have that shot blocker standing there waiting on you. You got to have presence of mind. Take it in there and get it. There's the big guy sitting there toweling off. Yeah, we'll get you back in, Shaquille.
11 points in the first half for Shaquille O'Neal, as the free throw is good by Harold Boudreau. Boudreau went to high school in Baton Rouge, but then junior college at Garden City in Kansas. In fact, he led the conference in assists while he was there in JC. Hits 1 of 2 at the line, and Jamel Martinez, the freshman in for Kentucky, with the rebound. LSU's had some poor field goal shooting, just 35% so far. And there's a quick Kentucky basket by Martinez, his first.
Good screen to Free Farmer. He went right down inside and got it to Martinez on the baseline. Good play by Kentucky.
Martinez had 6 points in a reserve role at Georgia on Wednesday. 44-29 Wildcats.
Hansen in trouble.
Saved by Piku. Almost an over and back. Hansen, good fake. Shot away, no good. Griggs had it for a moment. Farmer takes it away.
Farmer's playing a good floor game today.
Martinez can't handle that bullet from Pelfrey. It'll go to LSU.
Pelfrey's had a tough first half. He has not shot the ball well. His passes have been not where they should be. I think maybe Rick Pitino may want to bring him over and talk to him a little bit.
Here's Junior Brady coming in for the Wildcats, replacing John Pelfrey as we take a look at some scores. Florida leading Auburn in Gainesville. In the ACC, Maryland up on Clemson in the second half. And Duke in Virginia. It's Virginia with a win in Charlottesville, knocking off the 8th-ranked Blue Devils by a ton.
Convincingly.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll have all the scores for you on our Budweiser scoreboard.
Good screen by Singleton. Good switch by Feldhaus.
Boudreau is taken over in the pivot. That one won't go. Singleton follows and gets it. No basket. An offensive foul pushing on Singleton.
What time? You don't see that called very often. It was a good call. Dale Brown is disagreeing with it, but Singleton really pushed off to get that shot up. Watch down underneath. Good offensive rebound. He just takes it, leans in, goes right over the top of the man.
Kentucky coming up court with 2:15 left in the first half and counting. And the Wildcats breaking the game open in the latter stages of the first half. They lead 44-29. That'll be a foul, reach in on Boudreau of LSU. Shaquille O'Neal remains on the LSU bench, getting a breather before halftime. Has not been his usual effective self. That's only by O'Nealian numbers. You like that? O'Nealian?
I like that.
5 of 12 from the field in the first half for Shaquille. Out of bounds. Last touch by LSU.
LSU looks like they've changed their defense again. They've gone straight man-to-man. With O'Neal out of the lineup, they don't have to worry or do not want the Kentucky offense to come in there. They put him in there. When he's out, they go straight man-to-man, and that's what they're in right now.
O'Neal does have 10 rebounds in the first half. Farmer working against Hansen. Bad shot. And a rebounding foul. This one called against Kentucky, I believe. Is it Feldhaus? It is. Darren Feldhaus with his first. Boy, he's had a good first half, though. Feldhaus has come in to pitch in 13 points in a reserve role.
Probably the reason right now Kentucky's got this lead.
Coming in for the Wildcats is Thomas. One of the walk-ons along with Brady. Henry Thomas. This is a team foul situation, so we are shooting 2. Boudreau, true to form, is hitting about 50% at the line today. He missed, makes again.
You know, he really, if you look at the future of the LSU basketball team this year, probably is the key to them performing well. With Sims gone, Boudreau's the guy that really needs to step in and take over the leadership in that position.
Gets both free throws that time. Burns is also in for LSU, 6'7" freshman from Angie, Louisiana.
Just talking about that, I looked at the bench scoring for Kentucky. They've got 17 points, and LSU only has 6.
Hammock is also back in, the 7-footer from the Netherlands for LSU. 44-31 in the final minute and a half of the opening frame.
Tigers again man-to-man. Kentucky content to operate outside. Brady with a good move inside.
Martinez taps it. Hammock fighting for it, taken away by Feldhaus, who posts for a 3.
Well, what a first half for Darren Feldhaus.
16 points. He spotted up for that 3-point attempt and buried it. LSU against the Kentucky pressure.
Good look inside. Good look.
Hammock fouled underneath as he made the ball fake, and Martinez goes up and draws his first foul.
LSU handled the press very well, got it past midcourt and made 3 good passes to the inside to get it to Hammock for that position inside. Foul by Martinez. It's
been a long, dry spell for the LSU Tigers. The last one was that layup by Pugh, which turned into a three-point play. Hammock has hit 3 in a row at the free throw line. Normally only cans 50% of his free throw attempts.
You know, Tom, really about the mark when O'Neal slammed that ball against the court. Kentucky began to pick it up and really turn it on.
It's certainly been the turning point in the first half. The foul and technical against Shaquille O'Neal. Kentucky got 5 points out of the trip, and it gave them momentum as well. Feldhaus double teamed. Oh, it went in!
Left-handed. Left-handed.
Feldhaus can do no wrong. 18 points. Griggs makes a nice fake, then misses the shot. He was fouled. Darren Feldhaus, 18 points in the first half. He averages 7 a game. Didn't start. Griggs misses the free throw, and he's now 0 for 2. You see, normally a pretty good free throw shooter. 0 for 3. Hammock battling for it. It comes to Farmer.
Pressure again by LSU. Farmer beats it. They're going to hold it for the last shot of the first half.
Kentucky has outscored LSU 26-10 since that O'Neal technical foul. Now down to 10 seconds.
I believe I'd give the ball to Feldhaus. Go back inside. Feldhaus going to screen and roll. Good job by Pugh getting over the screen.
Farmer's in trouble. Lets one fly. And Hammock rebounds as the first half comes to an end. Coming up at halftime, hope you'll stay with us. Paul Kennedy is here to guide us through. We'll have scores of other games on our Budweiser scoreboard and all the highlights and stats from the first half of action here at Rupp Arena. Kentucky comes with its original starting 5: Pelfrey, Mashburn, Hansen, Brasso, and Woods. Brasso and Mashburn each scoreless in the first half, again showing the balance and unselfishness of this Kentucky team when it comes to putting points in the basket. Mashburn's 3 is no good, and Pugh has the rebound.
Mashburn struggling a little offensively today. I think Kentucky's very fortunate to have the games out of Hansen and also Feldhaus they've gotten today.
That's been the story of this Kentucky team. Someone will have a subpar game and another teammate will pick them up. O'Neal takes a dribble, lays it in.
There you go. Get the ball to the guy on the inside and let him operate a little bit. Defense collapses, then it opens it up on the outside.
O'Neal guarding Mashburn.
Couldn't go anywhere. O'Neal didn't buy any of those fakes. He stood right where he was.
Stood his ground and waited. And Mashburn, showing good judgment, backed out of there.
LSU looks like they're in a straight man-to-man.
Mashburn tried to fake O'Neal to get around him, nothing doing.
Mashburn wants the ball. He's got O'Neal out on top.
Takes another 3 and gets this one, his first bucket of the game.
He felt it. You know, he said, give me the ball. I know I'm ready now.
Well, the freshman out of New York, the New York State Mr. Basketball, said in the papers here earlier this week that he thought O'Neal was an all-right player. He wasn't that impressed, and Coach Pitino said, well, he'll sleep well tonight. He won't worry about it. However, I'll be awake all night.
Great pass. Look at O'Neal dish inside. Singleton missed it.
Got the rebound, though, and it goes up again, and a whistle. Foul on Kentucky as Singleton missed underneath.
Brasso shaking his head saying, what happened?
First player in the game in serious foul trouble.
Interesting they have those American flags on their uniforms. Kentucky does. LSU also has American flags, but they have theirs sewn on their warm-ups.
Well, here's the super sub making a quick appearance into the Kentucky lineup. Darren Feldhaus replacing Brasso. Feldhaus, a career-high 18 points in the first half. There's that American flag on his left shoulder.
And obviously in respect of our soldiers who are in the Persian Gulf right now.
LSU gets the 2 free throws from Singleton, 52-36.
Sean Woods has got 6 assists already in this basketball game.
Mashburn drives around O'Neal, who fouls him.
Tom, that's smart basketball. You get a guy like O'Neal who's unfamiliar with being defensively out on the floor. You take him out there. Now look where he is. He's out of position. Mashburn knows that. He knows he's quicker than O'Neal from that position. So he takes him and drives in, draws the foul, and goes to the line. Good play.
The reach-in foul on Singleton, the foul not on O'Neal. Singleton reaching in for his 3rd.
Where'd that come from? I thought it was the other side. I thought O'Neal got him from the left side.
As I looked at the replay, he did make a reach in, so that was the call. Jamal Mashburn.
Mashburn's opened up the second half like he's ready to come to play here.
Shooting for his 5th point of the half. And he got it. He hit those 2 clutch free throws against Georgia that proved to be the margin of victory Wednesday for the Wildcats.
Pressure again by Kentucky. O'Neal, good outlet pass.
2-on-1 Tigers. Hansen blocked by his counterpart Hansen of Kentucky.
Good defensive play that time by Reggie Hansen. I thought Mike Hansen had a wide open layup and Hansen recovered.
Underneath, O'Neal made a great catch with Woods all over him, and Sean Woods has his 3rd foul. The second Wildcat with 3.
It's like a flea on an elephant.
His third, team's second.
Big Shaq just shrugged him off and will go to the free throw line as Richie Farmer comes in for Woods. Farmer had 2 points in the first half, those 2 technical free throws.
Excuse me, I was going to say that, we talked about this in the opening of the second half, but this Kentucky team has so many weapons they throw at you. And they've got really about 8 guys that can get into that 20-point figure for a game. Very advantageous to have that when you've got a crowd that loves to score a lot of points, and they do.
Burns misses from in close, and Boudreau is pushing on the rebound. Second foul on Harold Boudreau, 2 against the Tigers in the second half.
Well, we talked about Kentucky scoring a lot of points. LSU came into this game averaging 102 a game, so it's not too shabby on their side either.
36 for the Tigers so far. We played 2.5 minutes almost in the second half.
They're going to stay in the man-to-man. Now Mashburn's going to try to go inside. Good screen, Mashburn for Hansen. That's illegal.
A little too good a screen, as Jamal Mashburn has his 3rd foul, and now the foul trouble starting to mount up for the Wildcats.
Mashburn looked like a semi going in there to set that screen. He just nailed that guy coming out. Hansen got open. That was the reason he got open. But look at the ball handling by Singleton. And the LSU people told us Singleton really improved his ball handling over the summer.
Hansen kind of forced that 3, but it didn't make any difference. Even with Farmer's hand in his face, Hansen gets his 9th point.
Mike Hansen needs to have a good game for these Tigers from the outside.
Tigers trying to claw their way back into it, and Rick Pitino trying to stem that momentum. Will call a timeout.
LSU looks like they're going to stay in a man-to-man. Martinez now into the game. O'Neal's going to come out and guard him. Pugh on Farmer out front.
Poor shooting continuing by the Tigers, as you saw. 2 of 5 this half, 33%, 11 of 33 for the game, LSU.
Pace of the game has really slowed significantly. Kentucky into their half-court game, trying to find an opening outside. Pelfrey takes it inside with a good pass.
Martinez came in at the timeout.
Go inside. If you've got O'Neal outside guarding Martinez, go inside.
Shot clock to 2, and O'Neal blocks it. Here's Hansen the other way for LSU. Hansen pulls up. That's a 2-point shot. It won't go. Tap to O'Neal, who lays it in on the roll.
That was a long in. It rolled around the rim. Shaquille O'Neal, good floor play.
LSU within 13. They trailed by 17 at the half. Pelfrey draws the foul, reaching in against Hansen. Mike Hansen's first foul.
Pretty good move by Pelfrey, even with his size at 6'7", trying to take Hansen in on the baseline, who is 6'1".
Common foul. Kentucky puts it in play beneath the Wildcat hoop. 16-13 left in the Southeastern Conference game. Both teams a winner in their opener in SEC play. O'Neal took it away from Martinez. Now comes out on the dribble. Good, and a foul.
Oh, yeah, 7-1 on the steal, all the way, lay up and draw the foul. You know, he did that once earlier in the year against Arizona. If you watch that game on television, he took the ball the length of the floor that time.
Boy, did one player ever take a game over in that contest, the Tiger win over Arizona. That's what they're looking for him to do here in the second half if they want to come back. Well, they're within 10.
Yeah, they're starting to come back right now.
Feldhouse drives. Can't score. O'Neal clears it.
Missed an easy one.
O'Neal now has scored 18 points in the game.
Nice move by Singleton. Oh, yes. Opened up that right side for him, and he took advantage of it. He just peeled right around Feldhouse.
First field goal for Singleton. The Tigers down to single digits.
O'Neal back out on Hansen outside. A run of 10-2 now, LSU over Kentucky.
Here's Hansen against O'Neal. Got it!
Sometimes, Tom, you know, when you're a shot blocker, the hardest shot to block is when the guy's right up against you. And that's what Hansen had that time.
Reggie Hansen was 16 points in the game. Kentucky back by 10. Singleton wide open. 15-footer won't go. Brasso chases it down. Feldhaus, nice fake. Wide open. No good. Strong rebound by Singleton. So Feldhaus 0 for 2 this half.
No, sometimes you can be too wide open. You know, you can relax a little bit. You don't have that little tension you need to get the ball up and in.
Three-pointer rattles down by Burns. First bucket of the game for Burns, and LSU closes within 7.
Tom, you know when LSU made this run? Right after Kentucky called their timeout. They got right back in the game immediately after that timeout.
Feldhaus flashes it back outside. Didn't want any part of O'Neal. Pelfrey forces one. And it'll be a foul on LSU. Pelfrey went up in traffic and drew the personal foul. It's on Burns.
One thing you hate as a player, you're out there and you know that there's a foul been committed and you've been hurt. I mean, some guys run over you or bumped you or something, and the official calls the foul on you and not on the other guy, and you get up and you think, geez, how can this happen? He says, how can I be the one that got hurt and they're calling the foul on me?
Did you cultivate that pained look at the official a little bit saying, oh, how could you do that?
They don't listen.
I remember you, though. You did. You cried a time or two, but...
Absolutely. Every guy does. I mean, if you stay in this college game long enough, I tell you the pros are the best at it, though.
Some of those guys have made a career, Lambeer and company.
Lambeer's facial expression is what gets me, though. Pelfrey here now on the second shot.
Missed 2. Brasso, though, has the offensive board. Feldhaus, a three-pointer. Yes!
That's the strategy. Miss 2 free throws and get it back and shoot a 3, huh?
Kentucky back by 10, and here comes the crowd. 14 minutes left.
Well, Kentucky really putting a lot of pressure on LSU from midcourt line on.
Steal by Pelfrey.
Burns just dropped the ball, and Pelfrey was right there to pick it up.
Hansen's open, drives, can't score. Intimidated by O'Neal out of that one.
I tell you what, when he goes up, those immense hands that he has on the inside, he just grabs everything.
Offensive end, nice fake, then too hard on the shot. Brasso rebounds. Feldhaus. Singleton clears it for LSU.
He's missed 2 wide open shots from almost the same position.
Batted out of bounds by Brasso. Tried the entry pass to O'Neal. Brasso was ready for it.
LSU doing the right thing offensively, trying to get the ball to the inside.
SEC final in Gainesville. The Gators hold on to win by 2 over Auburn.
Let the big guy get set. Singleton's going to take it.
He's causing a traffic jam in there. Laid it up and got the roll. Vernell Singleton, nice move inside.
Sort of strange to see 2 postmen right next to each other on the same side on the block. Singleton took advantage of it, and he says, let me take it, big guy. You sit and watch.
Tigers back within 8. Under 13 minutes left. Rebounded by LSU. Here come the Tigers again.
Pelfrey made a nice pass. Hansen was a little late getting there.
Reggie Hansen broke that one up on the attempted lob for O'Neal. The pass really wasn't high enough.
Yeah, you need to get that ball up a little bit higher.
Sean Woods has come in for Kentucky. Here's Brasso taking a charge, or attempting to. Took a pounding for nothing. He was moving anyway. Triple team. And O'Neal is fouled as he tries to unload it to Singleton. They collapse all over O'Neal, and a Kentucky foul.
Tom, a couple of things happen in that pass. When it goes down inside to O'Neal, his first look is over his left shoulder. And he has caught Singleton a couple of times rotating down inside. Now watch Brasso double down. Now here comes the move down in there, and Pelfrey's responsibility is to cut that pass off. But he committed a foul and did not get the steal.
And then it's batted in by Griggs. He just sort of batted it through the hoop for his 4th point of the game. LSU within 6 as Hansen's shot comes off. Tapped once, no good. On the floor to Brasso.
Good ball reversal that time. Pelfrey could not get it off. LSU recovers very quickly on defense. Now O'Neal's guarding Feldhaus.
Feldhaus against O'Neal.
That's a good move.
Brasso. And Feldhaus with an offensive board. Brasso again. No good again. No question about that rebound. Griggs had position and Pelfrey over the back for his 4th foul.
LSU playing very well in this second half. Kentucky has not been making their shots, Tom, and LSU's been getting in there and getting a lot of rebounds and going to their big guy down inside, and he's been responding.
Dale Brown with a word for O'Neal as Pelfrey becomes the first player in the game with 4. He'll come out as Richie Farmer will come in to replace him when we return to Rupp Arena with Kentucky clinging to a 6-point lead over LSU. Look at the free throws attempted by LSU, 26 to only 8 for Kentucky. If LSU were hitting better than 58%, they'd be right back in the game for sure. Here are the Wildcats, Brasso. O'Neal slapped it away, then it's momentarily stolen by Woods, but Singleton recovers it.
You know, neither club really burning it up at the free throw line. It's just that LSU's gotten there a lot more times than Kentucky has.
Tigers trying to get even closer. O'Neal, pivoting move, moved his pivot foot. Travel.
Good call.
Kentucky gets the ball right back, leading by 6 and 11.5 minutes remaining. 16 turnovers against the Tigers. Farmer wide open. He knew O'Neal was lurking and missed it wide open.
That's exactly right, Tom. He rushed that shot because he knew O'Neal would be there quickly.
Here's O'Neal on the offensive end. Draws the double team, gets it to Singleton. He finds the open man, but no good. Singleton follows and is there.
Griggs got stepped on by 3 people, and Singleton laid it up and in.
11 points for Vernell Singleton, 8.5. It's a 4-point game.
LSU has basically stayed with their man-to-man. Good move by Hansen down the lane.
And he gets the roll. Reggie Hansen.
Well, we've seen a lot of shots roll around today, haven't we? Some of them have stayed in, some of them have stayed out.
Shooter's roll on that one, soft.
Oh,
here's
great
Hansen
pass
on the fly from O'Neal. Nice pass to Griggs, who missed it. Griggs puts it up again, and that one was the toughest shot of all, but it went through.
Sometimes you got to have a little adversity. You know, you just can't lay it up easily.
LSU keeps pace within 4. Knocked away from Feldhaus. Quick hands by Pugh almost resulted in a steal. Woods recovers it.
Tom, all of a sudden you see LSU beginning to gain a little bit of confidence here. Almost with every possession, they feel like now they're back in the basketball game.
Feldhaus trying to pull O'Neal out from in there. There's a foul pushing against Hansen of LSU, his second. 10:06 on the clock. Kentucky's ball. Wildcats by 4. Biggest lead, 17. Kentucky on a run the last 7 minutes. Or excuse me, LSU on a run the last 7 minutes.
Kentucky being very patient with the basketball this half. They're not forcing those shots. Half-court game. Mashburn wants to take him one-on-one. Well, O'Neal right down in defensive position. Just wouldn't let him by.
Woods lost it. Griggs gives it to Pugh. Back to Griggs, and Farmer got a hand in there, committed the foul. Richie Farmer's second.
You know, you ask yourself, how does LSU get back in this basketball game? I've said one thing is the fact that Kentucky has not shot well, but LSU really has done a good job defensively the last couple of minutes.
Griggs recovers his own miss, and the Tigers still have it.
Down inside, pick it up.
O'Neal banks it through. 20 now for Shaquille O'Neal, and Kentucky's lead reduced to 2. Brady, a three-point shot is good. The walk-on Junior Brady with a three-point shot.
Well, you talk about some guts. Coming off of the bench, and the first thing you do is shoot a three-point field goal and make it and give your club a 5-point lead.
Hansen for O'Neal. There he is. Takes a jump stop and lays it through. Reggie Hansen couldn't do anything about that.
There isn't anybody in America can do anything about that.
Mashburn's 3. Strong rebound that time by LSU as Griggs floated through the air to grab it. The lead is 3.
Well, they are really going to the well. Every time down the floor, they're looking to the inside. Make the entry pass from there. Good steal by Mashburn. Stepped on the line.
Out of bounds to LSU. Griggs got away with a poor pass.
Tom, what makes it so difficult? I mean, there's several ways you can play him underneath. Obviously, you got a guy behind. You can front him and hope you get offside help. You can play him on the inside up top when the entry pass comes from the angle instead of up top. It makes it very difficult because he can wheel to the basket on that baseline so quickly. Here's the pass, entry pass from the side. Mashburn got there.
And saved by Kentucky. Brady saved it inbounds. O'Neal looked confused. He didn't know where the ball was. Here's a blocking foul. LSU, Vernell Singleton, number 4. Singleton sliding into that one for his 4th foul. The first Tiger with 4. Only the 6th against LSU, so Kentucky throws it inbounds. Mashburn drives on O'Neal.
No way. Good man-to-man defense right now by LSU. Hansen, good post up.
He knows Singleton has 4 fouls, and he takes it right to him.
Yeah, smart play. Rick Pitino designed that one. Got the ball to Hansen. Singleton on him. O'Neal tried to help. Too late.
Kentucky back up by 5.
Good switchback right there. Mashburn was on Hansen. The Woods now picks him up. Look to the inside. Singleton's going to move on his own.
High post, Singleton, twisting, turning, got the basket, and is fouled by Mashburn.
Basket by Singleton.
Count the basket. Ooh, big play.
Fouls on Mashburn.
And the 4th foul on Mashburn, Larry.
Tom, I was going to say, you know who's risen really to the top here? Not only O'Neal's play, but how about Vernell Singleton here in the second half? He's done a little bit of everything for this club. Not only his rebounding, defensive play, how about his scoring?
10 points in the second half, 13 for the game.
Good, solid player. You got to have role guys out there, and Vernell Singleton's one of those guys that just contributes everywhere on the floor.
The Tigers hitting 59% in the second half, 13 and 22.
O'Neal out of the lineup, taking the blow right now. Kentucky goes to the inside. Hansen.
Hansen cut off, finally clears him out and misses the shot underneath. And is fouled as he goes back up by Burns.
Well, Burns got it in the eye. I'm not sure who. It's Singleton on the ground. Singleton and Burns both got hit.
I thought Hansen cleared out some space by knocking Singleton out of the way, actually. I was surprised he wasn't called for a foul. So is Dale Brown.
And he's having a discussion with Don Rutledge about it right now. I think what happened was Singleton kind of bumped in. It looks like he's cut his lip or his nose. Watch it down inside now. Here's Hansen, a little spin move. Can't go any. Oh, there, he got him with the elbow. He got him with the elbow. That's why he backed off.
Inside, we'll step to the free throw line where he's 0 for 2 this afternoon.
See what I said earlier? You're the guy who gets the foul, and you're the one that's hurt.
You're right. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a BP Most Valuable Player from each team. BP and its dealers will donate a $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of both schools. Kentucky's lead back to 4. LSU breaks the pressure. Griggs bounces to O'Neal, double teamed, missed the bank. Griggs on the offensive board, loses it out of bounds.
Tom, one of the opportunities you have when you've got an O'Neal and low on the post like that when he shoots, get to the other side. Because when they double down on him, if he misses that shot, you've got a good chance for an offensive stick back.
Kentucky with the ball up by 4. LSU got as close as 2. Hansen breaks to the hoop and scores.
Nice cut, nice catch.
24 points for Reggie Hansen. He has outscored O'Neal 24-22.
Mashburn, good steal. They tried to go inside. That time he was ready.
Brady, no good. O'Neal with another board. TJ Pugh dishes it off and almost caused Griggs to travel. Inside, O'Neal.
Nice
slices
cut.
it quickly to Boudreau, who lays it in and draws the foul. O'Neal saw the double team, got rid of it to Boudreau with a potential three-point play.
Thomas had a little look over the left shoulder. Now watch it. Catch it. Here comes the double. There's the cut. Now you've got to be a smart offensive player to realize that when that double comes, you've got to make that move to the basket. He did, and then pass was made. Now watch this again. Here's the double. He sees it. He drops it down the lane. There's the cut. Boudreaux goes to the line with a three-point chance. Nice play. That's the way you operate it.
Foul on Sean Woods, who leaves the game now, replaced by Feldhaus. Woods with 4 fouls. There's Darren Feldhaus, who scored only 3 points in this half, but 21 for the game. Now Kentucky has Pelfrey with 4 fouls, Mashburn with 4, and Woods with 4. Boudreaux's three-point trip cuts into the Kentucky lead as Singleton returns for LSU. And Boudreaux quickly goes out. 6:06 on the clock. The score shows Kentucky by 3, 70-67.
LSU really doing a great job in a comeback in this second half. They were down nearly 20 points in the first half, and they've really fought back, mainly on the strength of the play of Rennell Singleton and O'Neal down inside. Defense has been good, too.
Hansen fumbles it. Singleton can't get it. Kentucky recovers. Here's Farmer.
Well, they took a very poor play by Hansen and turned it into something nice on a three-point shot by Farmer.
Farmer's first field goal of the game, his 5th point. Singleton being hounded by Farmer, who commits the personal foul, his 3rd.
Well, Kentucky really running into some foul problems now. They've got a lot of players building up real big numbers.
There's the foul trouble in the game. Singleton, the only man for the Tigers in foul trouble, but look at Kentucky. Kentucky, in an earlier 3-point loss at Indiana, had 5 players foul out.
Tell you what, they're rapidly approaching those numbers now.
Still 5.5 minutes to play. It's a 5-point Wildcat lead.
Good fake. Oh, good pass.
Farmer got another one.
Oh, give Mashburn credit. He got O'Neal up in the air, went down the lane, got the defense to commit, and kick it to Farmer on the left mark.
Back-to-back threes by Richie Farmer put the Kentucky lead back to 8.
Good job by Hansen to break the press. Look inside.
There's O'Neal, 3 white jerseys around him. He gets it to Pugh. Pugh rarely shoots, puts that one up and draws the foul.
Another one. Something else LSU has done this second half that they weren't doing very well in the first half is handling the Kentucky pressure. They're beating that first wave of double team, either the three-quarter, quarter, mid-court, and getting down in position to get good shots, and that's one of the reasons why they've gotten back in this game.
So here's TJ Pugh, the junior college transfer from Garden City, Kansas.
LSU, for the most part in the second half, has stayed in a man-to-man defense. They haven't gone with any exotic defenses. They basically have just stayed straight man-to-man. And again, there's O'Neal out on top on Mashburn. He says, come on out here. O'Neal doesn't want to wander very far from the nest.
Kentucky has really outscored them on the bench, perhaps missing the suspended Wayne Sims, the Tigers.
It'd be nice to have his 10 points right now.
Farmer. First miss after he'd hit 2 threes in a row, and O'Neal with another rebound.
His 16th. So he's above his average.
Averaging 15 a game coming in.
Well, Mashburn's got tough duty inside. O'Neal.
No basket. The foul occurred before the shot, and Mashburn is just fouled out of the game. Jamal Mashburn will foul out of the game with 4:10 remaining and a total of 5 points, all in the second half. LSU has rebuilt this team with the departure of Chris Jackson. They've got Mike Hansen, the transfer from Tennessee Martin. TJ Pugh, who went to high school in Baton Rouge, but junior college out in Kansas.
You know, everybody thought when they lost Chris Jackson and Stanley Roberts that they would not be nearly as good. And this is the type of club I think Dale Brown likes. I asked him last night about his club. He says, I like this team. This is the kind of team I like to coach. I think last year was a very difficult year for him because there were such high expectations of that club, and I don't think they were happy all year long.
And of course, as he said many times, Dale Brown relishes the role of David rather than that of Goliath. He thinks he coaches and operates better as the underdog. 5-point lead, Kentucky, as Farmer beats the LSU pressure. Brady spots for the three. Good.
Brady with a good second half. 15 out of 35 for Kentucky from three-point range, and they're hitting their average, 43%.
Lob for O'Neal. Beautiful pass from Griggs, and O'Neal slams it home.
Timing play. Griggs right there. Beautiful pass.
79-73. Kentucky by 6. Brady sets it up. Junior Brady got some quality minutes against Louisville a week ago, against Georgia, here again against LSU, and there's Pelfrey wide open for the three-point make. Kentucky back by 9. Hansen tries to answer for LSU, and O'Neal tapped it. Reggie Hansen saved it.
Boy, a three right here would really get this crowd rolling, as if they need it.
Feldhouse drives on O'Neal, forced it. O'Neal blocked it, but a foul earlier. It's going to be on Shaquille O'Neal, his second. First trip to the free throw line tonight.
Well, Kentucky really struggling, and they've been a good free throw shooting team this year at 75%.
Second in the conference, trailing only Vanderbilt.
Who perennially is always on top in the SEC in free throw shooting. They have been for as long as the school's been there.
Feldhouse misses two, but the rebound to Brady. And a three-point shot by Feldhouse is good.
Listen to this crowd. Oh, good play by Singleton. Nice play.
No good, but a foul on Reggie Hansen.
Little pass pump fake there. He got the defenders to go to the right corner and just opened it up right down the middle.
LSU playing without Wayne Sims and perhaps starting to run out of gas a little bit against the constant pressure by Kentucky.
I'll tell you what, you want to see a sure sign of a tired player or a tired team, watch their shots. If they come up short, hit the front of the rim, then they're tired.
Singleton misses two big free throws, and Kentucky with a chance to add to a 12-point lead. They have hit their last 5 from three-point range. Pelfrey has it knocked away. Last touch by Griggs.
Now, Tom, when you live and die by the three-point shot, obviously you get back in the game real quick. First half, he was shut down pretty well. Second half, he's opened it up a little bit.
26 points, Shaquille O'Neal. 3 below his average. Careless pass and then a foul on LSU. TJ Pugh has his second foul. 9 now against the Tigers.
Well, now you're in a position with 2:01 to go and you're down 12 points. Dale Brown is going to have to get a quick lineup in there. Got to have some turnovers. You got to get the pressure there. Try to get Kentucky to cough it up. Give it back to you so you can score. Now they're going to have to shoot a few threes.
Junior Brady misses. O'Neal with another rebound. Hansen trapped. Got rid of it. Now Pugh sets it up. Inside O'Neal. Got it over Hansen.
Yeah, just let him go ahead. Don't foul him at that position right there. Let him go ahead and shoot the twos. You've got the big lead. You just don't want the three to kill you.
Lead is 10 with a minute 40. And Kentucky will milk the clock a little bit now. There's a foul by Pugh. It'll be 2 shots because that's the 10th of the half.
Don Rutledge looked over at the scorekeeper. He gave the 1-and-1 signal and then turned around. The scorekeeper held up 10 fingers, said you got to go to the line and shoot 2. Kind of like that rule, you know, kind of cuts down on the fouling. And I think as the season wears on, a lot of clubs are going to avoid that and try to back off of the fouling. That was the intent of the rule anyway, to try to cut the time down and the fouls.
Really, I don't think so. I think faced with a desperate situation, they're going to foul no matter how many free throws.
Well, I'm talking about early in the half. If you can keep it down in the 5 or 6 category and then work your way up to 9, then that's what the rule is intended to do, to keep the fouling down in the beginning. Unless Brady misses these and LSU is able to do something quickly. Kentucky's going to walk away with another win here in the Southeastern Conference.
LSU cut a 17-point lead down to 2, but the Wildcats never relinquished the advantage, and on the strength of three-point shooting, have built a 12-point lead with just a minute 27 left. Brady gets a tremendous hand as he goes to the bench. LSU's got to look for the three-point shot. No good. Burns can't hit it. Out of bounds to the Tigers.
Well, when you're not used to shooting the three-point shot, LSU likes to go inside. It makes it very difficult to try to catch up quickly. Kentucky so used to shooting that shot. And they average, as we said, nearly 25 a game, and they've attempted 37 three-point field goals today.
Singleton can't hit. LSU on the average shoots only 13 a game. They average hitting 4 of 13, while Kentucky's average 8 of 25, which is going to go up after today. Wildcats now under a minute, need only work on the clock.
And Tom, the other thing is they've shot a high percentage on their three-point shots. They're shooting 46% for this game.
Playing a little keep away now. Feldhaus is trapped and fouled.
Well, the folks in blue can smell it, taste it. It's in their pocket.
Shaquille O'Neal will go out.
You remember when we met at Media Day in Birmingham, everybody was talking about Alabama and Georgia and LSU? All the coaches kept telling me is, watch out for Kentucky. Keep an eye on Kentucky. We think they're better than everybody thinks they are.
Feldhaus, the only chink in his armor is tonight he is now only 1 of 4 at the free throw line. Give him 25 for the game. Hansen takes it all the way.
Oh, what a move.
Through. Hansen's been held relatively in check by Kentucky today. That's only his 11th point. He came in averaging 17 and had a career-high 31 earlier this season against Illinois. Full court pressure from the Tigers. Hansen fumbled it for a minute. And Feldhaus is fouled on the reach-in by Hansen. 32 seconds left.
Excuse me, Tom. I was going to say, one of the things I'm interested in seeing is how LSU adapts their new style of play without the bench player Sims being able to come in there and give them that lift. There's going to have to be some adjustments here made for the LSU team, both offensively and defensively. Let's go back and take a look at Hansen with this excellent move. Why don't you take it underneath with the left hand and roll it off the glass? Pretty play.
I think the loss of Sims was most evident just in terms of bodies today, because some of the Tigers visibly winded after the full court pressure game toward the end of the contest. Vernell Singleton, for one, who was very short on 2 free throw attempts a couple of minutes ago. 90-77. Kentucky had a scare as LSU came storming back. Hansen with a 3, and LSU calls timeout.
They're going to stay on the floor. It's the second time they've done this.
Just stopping the clock, and so without any TV timeouts, we'll go right back to play. Ten-point lead, Kentucky. Woods on the run out to Pelfrey.
The finishing touch.
Boudreau can't hit it. Foul on Hansen against Farmer. 13 in a row for the Wildcats at home at Rupp Arena when this one goes into the books, as Farmer gets his 9th point.
Tom, I got to believe this is probably one of the most intimidating places to play in for a visiting team of any place in America. You know, I've done some games out in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Pit. That might be second.
Another place you played, Memorial Coliseum, wasn't so bad either.
No, it sure wasn't.
Pelfrey after the steal lets one fly, no good, and this one will come to an end. The Kentucky Wildcats grab the early SEC lead. They go 2-0 in conference play.